You can produce the best video content in the world, but unless your audio is great, your creative work will never reach its fullest potential. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Aputure Deity Professional Shotgun Condenser Microphone. I've been using it for the last several weeks, and I want to share with you why it's been such a game changer for my sound design and how I think it can help you out as well. Coming up. Hey, what's up guys? Thanks so much for stopping by the channel today. You know the drill. My name's Timothy, and on this channel I focus on tech tools and tutorials to help you create the best content that you can for your YouTube channels and your production. So hey, if you're new here or you're a frequent watcher but you haven't subscribed yet, be sure and hit that subscribe button and join the community. I also want to invite you over to my Instagram at TimothySundayJR, where I post every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I love to engage with you over there. Come join me for live behind the scenes videos and Q&As all the time throughout the week, and be sure to check back here every Tuesday and Friday on the YouTube channel at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a new video. So no matter what you're filming, right, audio is going to be really important. Whether or not you are putting all of your footage to a music track or not, incorporating sound design is super important. And especially if you're doing stuff like this, if you're creating content for YouTube, such as I am, with tutorials and a lot of things like this talking headshot, or maybe you're producing mini documentaries or something and you're doing interviews, getting really crisp and clean audio for this dialogue is really important. Because no matter how much of good content or value I'm bringing to you, if my audio doesn't sound good, then a lot of people click away. And I've noticed that even on my channel here on YouTube. I've had some of my videos that I've worked really hard at where the audio has just been subpar, and whether that's been because of wind noise or interference issues or just bad quality microphones, it's been a distraction to my viewers. And ultimately, distracted viewers are going to click away from your videos. And so you want to be able to engage with people the best, and you want to be able to present your content in a way that's appealing to people. So in order to do that with video, you need to have good, high quality audio. You need to be sure that your audio is crisp and clean without any sort of background noises, hisses, hums, weird tinny sounds. You want a really nice balanced sound to your audio. So something I've not shared on the channel is I actually used to be really into sound design and sound engineering. I actually worked in a church with music for over 8 years, and a big part of that was running a small recording studio. So doing a lot of things with post-processing and making sure audio quality was really high. That's actually what my education is in as well. I have a master's degree in music, and so it's really important to me to have good quality audio in my videos. And I'm always drawn to content creators who pay close attention to the small details. I think that's why some of us really enjoy some movies more than others, is because of the sound design behind those films, the music scoring, how things are orchestrated, and whether or not we realize it or not, the audio plays even a bigger role to how we interact with a film than the actual visuals. So all that to say, audio is super important, right? So let's go ahead and dive into a few ways that you can make your audio better. The biggest thing right now that you can do, no matter what kind of equipment you have, is to get a microphone. Even if you're filming on an iPhone, that's still a tremendously good camera, and the one that you have with you is always the best camera, right? And it's not always about, the biggest camera that you have, it's what you've got on you to create with. But one of the things that really needs to change in a lot of folks' rigs is adding a microphone. You can get some of those for your iPhones or for your Androids or whatever that just attach onto it. If you have a small mirrorless camera, a great option is to go with a Rode video mic. They have micro versions, or ones that don't take up a lot of space, all the way up to the Rode Video Mic Pro. That's the mic that I've been using for over 1.5 years now for all of my vlogs and even my studio shots. And one of the ways that I've tried to create better audio with that is to actually bring the mic closer. So pro tip number one, if you're creating good audio design, is to get the mic as close to your subject as possible. So you're going to have to use some sort of external microphone stand, or maybe a boom, or maybe a small arm that you can clamp onto your tripod just to bring the microphone closer to the subject. That's going to mean that the mic can't sit right on top of the camera. It needs to be out further. Now, obviously, if you're doing vlogging with the camera right here, then that regular microphone on top is fine. But if you're doing studio stuff and you really want to up the quality, especially in interviews, get the mic off the camera and get it as close to your subject as you can. For example, in this shot, the microphone is actually right here. So it's just barely out of frame. You can barely see it, but from distance from my mouth is only that much. So we're roughly about, 18 to 20 inches away from my mouth, which means the audio is really direct, and my voice is going directly to the microphone, giving it its best chance at getting great audio captured. So no matter what kind of mic you have, whether it's expensive or inexpensive, the best placement for the mic always improves its quality. So getting that mic as close as you can to your subjects always increases your results. So there's a little pro tip for you in getting your mic closer to get better audio. But today I want to talk to you about something that's really transformed my audio game. And I hope you realized in last week's videos the difference in the audio quality. Over the past several years, if you've watched on my channel, I've been using that Rode VideoMic Pro. And although it's been a great mic for me, I've really wanted to be able to up the depth of the sound, basically meaning like how much of a range I can get to my voice in these videos, to be able to create just this nice full sound, to be able to get a lot of volume out and not have to have a lot of interference. So I reached out to my friends at Aputure, who have done an amazing job at supporting the channel here by giving me good gear to review. And you can check out even one of the videos I made about their light, the 120D, and the light dome, which I'm actually using right now to light my videos. You can check out that video right up here if you want to, but they also make audio. A lot of times we think of Aputure as only a lighting company, but they make audio gear as well. So I reached out to them to see if they would send over one of these Deity microphones so that I could review it here on the channel, and I was so pumped to be able to work with them this time. They're not sponsoring the channel, but they did send this over just for me to review it and to give my thoughts. And guys, I'm super impressed. Now, I've worked with microphones for the better part of over a decade, right? And I know the quality of microphone really matters. I've worked with microphones that are over, a couple $1,000s all the way down to the $50 mic that you'd pick up at, Guitar Center or something. And one thing that I can tell you is there does come to a point in pricing where your return on your investment really starts to diminish. And what I think that Aputure has done an amazing job of is reaching that point where you're paying less but getting a much better return on your investment as far as the pricing goes. So this mic is set up to go up against some of the bigger competitors like Sennheiser, and they use a microphone that's very similar to this, that's around $1,000. And if you've watched any film in the last 20 years, you've heard sound design made on that microphone. But this mic's doing that on a much smaller budget, but producing some really incredible results. Another microphone that is in a lot of studios, especially YouTubers, is the Rode NTG series, and that is a great mic as well. But this one's trying to, be a little bit better than those, but maybe at a more affordable price range. And I'm super impressed with the results, as I hope you are. I want to go ahead and dive into some specs on the microphone so you can see just a little bit about it and know the background. So it does have a super cardioid pickup pattern. Now, there's a lot of different types of pickup patterns that you can get, whether that is a cardioid or, an omni, or just there's all sorts of them, right? We won't focus on learning all of those today, but you should know that this one, basically a super cardioid, means that it picks up really well right here in front of the mic. It rejects the things that are off the sides of the microphone. So the 90-degree angles, if you've got sounds or things that are over on the sides of the mic, it rejects those. And as you move to the rear of the microphone, it picks up just a little bit, but not very much behind the mic. And as you go around the microphone, frequencies and responses between different pitches and things change, right? So, higher frequencies aren't as well pronounced on the sides And that's a good thing because this mic doesn't actually have like a high pass filter or a low pass filter built into it. You're just getting the raw audio without any kind of sound design built into the mic. You've got to do that in post. But the cool thing is how the supercardioid works is that as long as your main audio is directly in front of the mic, it's doing a really good job of rejecting everything that's happening behind it. So in my scenario here, I'm just sitting in my living room and there's not a lot of sound happening, just the overall room noise that exists in every space. But you shouldn't be able to hear much of anything in the background. And that's because it's rejecting anything like the very quiet fan that's in my light or just electrical noises and stuff. It's actually getting rid of a lot of those. It does all of that without sacrificing sensitivity. It has a sensitivity range between 50 hertz and 20 kilohertz, and so that's a huge range to get from those nice low bass, those deep sounds hopefully that you're hearing in my voice without being too rumbly, all the way up to the really crisp sounds of consonants. Those are really important, and having that big frequency range matters. It does require 24 or 48 volts of phantom power though, so you need to make sure that you're running some sort of preamp or recorder that does support that. So it does have, you know, an XLR cable coming out of it, which is different than, you know, the Rode mics and those that the Video Mic Pros that are just go 1/8 inch right into your camera. This is going to require some sort of external audio recorder or a preamp. I'm actually using the Beach Tech DXA Micro Pro for my preamp, and I run this Deity mic directly into there, and from that box I go into my camera to provide just the preamp, the 48 volts of phantom power, and just producing a nice rich sound from this microphone. As a content creator, you know that your gear has to work for you, right? And it can't, you can't be scared to use it. Well, this microphone is made of an all brass body, and so it's a solid piece of brass. And so this thing is extremely resilient to drops, and you know, any kind of thing you can throw at it, even water resistance. You can, you know, if you drop this thing in a puddle, or I wouldn't go swimming with it or something like that, but if you have some sort of accidental damage to it, you can actually dry it out, let it sit for a few days, and it's going to keep working just the same. I'm not going to demo that, but I have seen it in other YouTube channels as folks that have tried that out. It works great. And so the microphone being extremely resilient is great because as you're investing in gear, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to use it no matter what the circumstances, and not be scared that something might happen to it. When you receive the microphone, you do get it in a nice hard shell case. It's kind of like a Pelican case, but a little bit lighter, and it has foam inserts that are cut out specifically for the mic and the windshield. You do get this nice wind foam sort of windscreen for it included with the microphone, and I use it even indoors right now just to prevent things like the pops and the pressures of peas and things like that, just to make sure that the audio stays really nice and clean. If you want to get a little more usability out of the mic, you can add on an additional kit for just a few bucks more that does include a rye coat shock mount that's handheld, so it just kind of, you know, gets rid of any sort of handling noise that you might have. Or if you're going to use this on a boom pole, then you're definitely going to want that kind of shock mount for it, so you get rid of handling noise. It also comes with a large wind sock. These are called Dead Cats, but this one's really nice. It's super soft and it has fine hair in it, so that means that even in high wind conditions, you're going to have clean audio. And if you watch the video that I put up on Tuesday, I actually used and tested this on my my whole camera setup as I did a video on the Mavic Air outside. I went ahead and brought this microphone out there with me and used the this big Dead Cat on it to see how it would do even in wind noise, and it did really well. So I highly recommend you add on that kit if you're going to pick up the mic. So as far as prices go, you can pick this guy up for $359. It is going to come with a standard clip for your mic stand and a hard shell case and that foam mount. And if you want to add on the shock mount and the wind screen, the Dead Cat, you can pick that up for $429. And if you're interested in checking out more specs or reading some other reviews on it, I'm going to leave leave links down in the description below for you to check out this microphone and the other kits available at Amazon.com and B&H Photo. So that's going to bring us to question of the day. What microphone are you using for your production? No matter what you're shooting, if you're vlogging or creating mini docs, you're definitely using some sort of microphone, and I'd love to hear what you are using, so let me know in the comments down below. So thanks so much for watching today, guys. That's going to do it for me. But hey, if you want to check out a video that I made about all of the gear that I use, including my camera, lenses, lights, everything that I use to create content here on YouTube, you can check out that video by clicking right over here. And if you want to watch more videos from the channel, you can click those right here. Be sure and turn on those post notification bells after you have subscribed to the channel so you never miss a new video. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.